Got done with my workout. We got our cool down. We didn't go hit the trail today. We ran at the park instead. Ash is loving it. She's actually drinking from the fountain right now like a person. She needs 2 drinks. She doesn't know it yet, but she does. Look at Ash. Hey, mamas. She drinks her water like a person. There she goes. Get your water. Beautiful little girl. Me and Kim out here crushing it. Hey, babe. Doing what we do. What's today? Tuesday?
My sister.
Is today Tuesday?
Oh, yeah.
She said my sister. It's a new day of the week. My sister. Out here grinding though. Put in some work. Broke a sweat. It's sunny as hell. It was raining with hail yesterday. And today it's humid and hot. Not that humid, but you know, for Augusta, it's not that humid. I bet somewhere else it might be, but it's definitely warm. Got the run in before 9 a.m. Gonna keep walking to cool down. I like to do like a 2-mile cool down. Takes a while to get the heart rate down, keep the sweat going, things like that. Appreciate you guys being here this morning. I understand I didn't announce it. It's just something I've been doing lately after workouts, doing a Q&A, answering your guys' questions about sports, whether it be the transfer portal or something else. Oh, our poor girl got the runny butts. She got the runs. Poor Kim got to pick that up. Not my problem. Our baby girl just dropped a load. Ain't nobody see it, babe? Nobody saw it? Nobody saw it? She got to get it all out. She's doing it again. Hey, pick up your dog's poop. I don't. There she goes. She's getting it all out. She's got to get it out. We're going to stop and wait for her. She's pushing really hard. Imagine running and you got to let it all out. Poor baby. The church people are leaving too at 9, babe. So we're the only ones out here. Everybody else is leaving. Usually there's people giving out pamphlets, the Bible stuff. There's a water park connected to this church or to this park. It's pretty nice, but it's shut off right now because they're working on it, adding canopies and whatnot. But hey, I'm here. If you got any sports questions, ask them. I haven't even checked Twitter this morning. I haven't checked to see what's relevant in the world of sports today. I don't watch NBA playoffs. I don't care about baseball. Getting ready for UFC St. Louis, Fight Night St. Louis this weekend. We'll be picking those fights starting Thursday for the MVPs. Make sure you become a member of the channel or go to Patreon and become a member, and you'll know who's going to win every fight. Make a ton of money this weekend, like all the MVPs always do. My life is good. Can't complain. I wake up every morning and choose excellence, man. Wake up every morning and choose to work out and grind. This is sweat. This ain't water. This ain't anything but hard work. You know, pain is weakness leaving the body type deal. So we get in and grind. Run as hard as I can. Push as hard as I can. Just try to get to that ideal heart rate. Try not to quit. Try to stay in the burn zone as much as possible. Took my pills this morning. I pop some type of energy pills. I don't even know what they're called, but they're amazing. And then I do testosterone boosters from GNC. I take 4 of those a day. I take a Vitapack from GNC, 1 Vitapack, the multi-Vitapack. It's called Ripped. I've been doing that for, 10 years. It's not cheap, but, you know, LeBron invests $1 million into his body every year, whether that be from a nutritionist, workouts, physical therapy, whatever. So I invest at least $300, $400 a month in my body. And that's why I'm proud of who I am and the way I look. I invest a lot. And I'm not even counting the food, so I probably invest. My food budget's like $1,200 a month. Try to keep it $40 a day. depending on what the missus buys, she buys steaks and shit. You know, every hater pays for it. Shout out to my Twitter, man. Just started Twitter a couple months ago. Sitting at like 4,400 people. We just hit, we're averaging 100,000 impressions a day. Just hit 3 million impressions for the last 3 months. So we can start monetizing. That's 1 million impressions a month. I want to say I had 2.8 million impressions last month. So it's pretty good. Just slowly but surely chipping away at every platform. Never even tried, and now I'm ready to take it all over. Shout out to this morning. I did my first draft review. If you guys don't know, I do a draft preview or review on every single team. I do it alphabetical by city. This morning I did the Cardinals. So I broke down all the Cardinals draft picks this morning, what they should have done, what they could have done, and how I see the draft picks fitting on their team. So made that happen. Fear Metro, good morning, man. Shout out to you. I already did more this morning before 9 a.m. than most people are going to do all day. I made 3 videos this morning. I got in my 5-mile run, 5-mile workout. And it's not even, it's barely 9 a.m. So take a lot of pride in going out there grinding. Going to spend the rest of the day on Twitter, research, doing one deep dive on Patreon. I believe, who did I do yesterday? Yesterday I did UCLA, so today's USC. I'm going to do a deep dive on USC's football team. It'll be interesting to see what happens and what I predict for USC win totals. Last time I saw them, they were dominating in their bowl game, and they getting their ass kicked by UCLA. So it's a hit or miss, hot and cold outcome. Sweetie, I got 6 more laps. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I might be ahead of you in distance. I think I did an extra lap before you started. There's our baby girl. I wish you guys could see it. Wait for us, baby. Wait for me. I need you guys to see how Ash drinks from this drinking fountain, y'all. She drinks like a person. Check this out. I'll do it. Here's my baby girl, Ash. She knows it's a fountain. Look what she does. She gets up to drink. She knows what's up. She don't drink from the dog bowl at the bottom. There isn't one at this drinking fountain, so she gets up like a person. She needs 2 drinks every lap. Come on, mama. She knows it. Go. Oh, she's acting like she's waterlogged. Okay, no more? Oh, she's done. Only 1. Way to show me up on cam, baby girl. I got a well-behaved dog. Doesn't need a leash, no shock collar. She can just be out here with me. She's never going to take off, go anywhere. She stays with us the whole time. She kind of prances around, checks out things, and then comes back. She's never going to run off and chase anything. She's just a well-behaved puppy. Beautiful little pit. I got her from a lady at Little Caesars. I got her from, remember I told you guys, Little Caesars is my favorite fast food restaurant. Little Caesars is my favorite pizza joint. I used to go there weekly, and the manager had a bunch of pit bulls, and this was the run of the litter, the last one nobody wanted. And I took her pretty little face and made her great, fed her, gave her, she gets the best food, y'all. Her bag of food's expensive though. I just don't like it, but gotta make your pit bull big and strong. So we got her the best food, and she's out here handling her business. Love that little girl. Sleeps in the bed with us, always clean, always respectful, never chews on anything that doesn't belong to her, ruins nothing. We could leave her at home by herself for, what's the longest we left her at home by herself, baby? A week? Yeah. A week. Damages nothing. She's great. Rico, how do I sign up to be an MVP? Also, how can I get in contact with you? Well, Jordan, you're in contact with me right now. To be an MVP, there's 2 ways to do it. The way we prefer it is you download Patreon and become a member of the Patreon. A couple of reasons why. It's a better format. You can navigate for the videos better. There's playlists, collections, things like that. And you can connect your Patreon in the settings. If you go to settings, you got to use a web browser. You got to use the web browser version. So either Safari or desktop. And if you go to Patreon on those, even on your cell phone, you just go through Safari, not the app. You can go to settings, connected apps, connect your Patreon to the Discord server. And then once you do that, you can watch all the UFC fights with us on the Discord server, and you can get access to all the other picks, parlays, props that I post on the Discord server. And you can interact with 2,000 other people that are on the Discord server. And you can ask questions. They all use different sports books. They're all in different states. Everybody, it's better in numbers. Everybody works together. Because I'm not a gambler. I'm just an analyst. I just provide information. The gamblers will tell you how many units they're putting on things and what's their strategy and how they're hedging bets and what they're doing and live bets and all that shit. I don't mess with none of it. I just give analysis on the matchup. So Patreon's one way to connect to become an MVP. The other way, less desired, but still, we'll take it, is here on YouTube. You just hit the membership button, hit join. I'm not talking about becoming a subscriber to the channel. Hit membership and join. And then you do the same thing. The videos are the same on both channels. Just on YouTube, I don't get to share that many of the pics because of the limitations on the pictures they let me share, the size of the pixels and stuff, and the final videos and the charts I don't get to share like I do on the Discord server. And if you want to connect your YouTube account to the Discord server, you actually have to do that in Discord, not on YouTube. You go to Discord, go to connected apps in there, and then connect your YouTube account. And then you'll have access to all the MVP data. So there's two ways to be an MVP, either Discord or Patreon. We prefer Patreon, and that'll get you there. If you want to write to me in a DM, you can do it through TikTok. You can do it through Twitter. So my Twitter is Rico Knows. TikTok, all one word, Rico Knows TikTok. That's my Twitter. And then you can also do it on TikTok. If you go to TikTok and just send me a DM. You can't send pictures, though, in TikTok. So limitations, right? But yeah, you get to the Twitter, I'll eventually respond. That's how that goes. If you want a high school film review, you go to TikTok. There's a pinned video that explains how to get on the waiting list. I do 2 a day. It's a bidding competition. It's not a set price. Don't ask me how much it costs to get a video. Don't ask me how much it costs today. None of that shit. The price changes every single day based upon donations. If you make a donation, say you make it $20, and you don't get your video that day, sit tight, see if you make the top 10. You can increase your donation, add to your donation at any time to try to cut people in line. People usually start at like 10, 20 bucks, and then every week they'll come and add another 10 or 20 bucks until they move up to the top of the list or get in first or get in the top 10 and then they snipe to the top and get a video that day. Some people who are wealthy, they'll just pay 500 bucks or 100 or more. Most I've gotten for a video is $800. So if you're asking me, how much does it take to get to first place? Well, it depends on who's donating that day. Sometimes there's some wealthy people out there who don't give a shit about your limitations. Right? I had a kid write to me last night. He was like, Rico, my family doesn't have a lot of money. I want a film review. Can you just do one for free, please? And, you know, he's begging me. And I just want you to know, like, if I did that, my family wouldn't have a lot of money either. I can't do it for free, number one. Number two, your situation is not unique. There are hundreds, literally hundreds of kids begging for a free film review. It's not going to happen. One kid said, you won't be disappointed. You won't regret it. Yes, I will. I'll regret it every time. Doing anything for free, I will regret it. Secondly, or maybe thirdly, I recommend to every young kid trying to get a film review, you should not be trying to compete with the adults. Parents are outbidding everyone. Coaches are outbidding everyone. If you're a child, a player, a high school player, and you want a film review, do not send me $5. Do not send me $10. Go find an adult who will sponsor you. If you don't have money, your family doesn't have money, go to a local mom and pop business, tell them who you are, and ask for sponsorship. When I was a young kid in high school, we used to sell ads in the programs at school. They get, you know, those programs you used to buy? They used to be like $1. And the programs, we would have different size ads you could put in the book. You can put ads for anything. And it would be like a business card size ad, a quarter, half a page, full page, whatever. And you'd have to pay a certain amount for those ads. We'd go around and ask for sponsors. We go around and ask for advertisement like that. So if there's somebody out there, you got to go out there and hustle. We used to walk into stores and ask for donations for our helmet, our jersey, our shoulder pads. You kids aren't hustling like that. You're not working on your the way you impact and the way you interact with people. It's just, you need to increase your verbal skills. Go find some sponsors, bro, and get people to believe in you. That's what I would recommend if you want to try to get on the channel. Other than that, I'm not doing any freebies for anybody, just so we're clear. I wish you guys luck. I wish you well, but my time is valuable, and I understand my platform as well. I can't read the text right now. I have the sun in the camera, so once I get around the corner, I'll be able to read the chat. Give me a second. The reflection is not letting me read it. Jordan Holland says, thank you. I'm going to set that up, and I don't have social media. I want to chop up football. My interest is the NFL and college. I work in the NFL. Okay, so first and foremost, I will never watch an NFL game, so there's nothing to chop up there. Secondly, I really don't have time to chop it up with fans and people and talk sports. I'm not really into that. Here is my time to chop it up. I will answer questions. If you guys inquire about things, I'll talk about it. But I really don't have time to just hang out and shoot the shit. I got a lot of things I have to do. I have a lot of research I need to do to learn these teams and these players in preparation for the season. And then Thursday through Saturday, I'm busy with UFC fights. I cover them with the same amount of detail as I do college football. So that's when I'm immersed in that. So yeah, I'm a busy guy, man. Somebody said, hey, I really appreciate it that you got big and you still respond to every comment and every tag, and you still watch every video you tagged in. And I want you guys to know that's not a magic trick. I still do that too. And that takes time as well. Plus, I have a significant other with me. I have a dog, and we spend every waking moment together, and I like to give them my time. So we watch TV shows together. We try to put in our time. I am retired. This is what I do for a living. So I do have a lot of time, but I don't have much spare time. Just a heads up. So it's just one of those things. Try not to blow off questions, but I definitely don't have time to sit down and barbershop that shit. That's just not me. It's not productive for what I'm doing. It's not conducive to my success. One thing I'll tell you guys is, if you ever want to do this for a living and make money doing this, you don't have time to just talk about hypotheticals and give your opinion on things. That's actually not how you get paid. The way you get paid is you got to have information other people don't have. You got to have facts, tidbits, and data that other people have not digested and dove into. You got to have answers. Google doesn't, and that's important that you guys understand that aspect. And that's not easy. It's not a given. It's very difficult, and it's something I pride myself in. So I work really hard at that. Just a heads up. Not a magic trick. No. Thank you guys for being here, though. I understand it's busy this morning. I got, I think, 4 more laps out here with the missus. I'm going home, showering, and getting on my day started. But it's a good life. So that's fine, Rico. No harm, no foul. Nope. I like speaking with people that have good eye for talent. Thank you very much. You remind me of a great coach of mine, Ron Selesky, in my sport. Thank you so much, Jordan. I appreciate it, man. People who actually follow the game and understand that aspect, they appreciate what I'm doing. The casual, adolescent probably doesn't. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Your support's appreciated. Good morning. Trying to catch up to the missus right now, and she's just walking faster than me because my shin splints. But I'm trying to get there. I can't catch up on that gait. She's on the phone, walking the puppy. What else do I want to talk about? I get on here with no real rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. So if you're watching this later tonight, sorry for wasting your time. Just hanging out, waiting for questions, and really don't have much of an agenda which is what I usually have when I do my shows in the evening, when I do my podcast. If you guys didn't know, click on my YouTube homepage, click on live. Don't click on the videos. Click on live. And if you click on the live tab, you will see all the live streams. And in there, you'll find the podcast. Go back a few, watch some of the Transfer Portal podcasts. You will learn everything you ever wanted to learn about these players. They're by the position group, so pick a position group and go learn about them. Put a lot of effort into those episodes, and that'll be, when it's football season, I do a different podcast every single day at 5 p.m., and that gets into a good battle rhythm, and we'll grow from there. Do them throughout the season. I'll be giving picks, be giving information, breaking down teams and talking about different things. But MVPs get all the data. MVPs get all the best picks. Everybody else is just getting leftovers. So when they're like, man, Rico's picks didn't hit, chances are MVPs are winning and everybody else is losing. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Out here just walking, trying my best to continue the grind. If you guys have ever been on a ruck march in the military, if you don't know what that is, it's when you walk with a backpack on your back. You will carry your ruck, typically 35 pounds, and you go out for a certain distance. If you're not accustomed to it, it'll break you off something fierce. You'll quit, or you'll just be hurting really bad. I rucked my whole military career, and I was never great at it. I was just tougher than everybody else. So I felt like I could do anything, at a young age, young in my career, I did the Baton Death March 5 times in a row, 5 years in a row, 26.2 miles per hour, 26.2 miles, a marathon, at Wismar, White Sands Missile Range. And the first 7 miles are on hardball. It's just on asphalt. It's no problem. Then you hit the improved dirt path. Still no problem. You go up a hill, you go up a long grade, and you go around the mountain. Now you start heading back towards the base. And at about mile 19, you think if you got to 19 miles in, you wouldn't quit. You think you got to 19 miles, you're going to finish. You've been walking for a significant number of hours. Typically, you go 3 to 4 miles an hour the whole time. So by the time you get there, you're about 6 hours in. And I can remember we were doing it as a team, 5 of us. And at the 19-mile mark are when you get to the sand dunes. And they got to be man-made sand dunes because they're uphill sand dunes, soft white sand. And you just see people just fucking tapping out, man. Just saying, I can't do it anymore. I can't go. And I just remember every year dreading that. And then at the end, there's something called, I call them far seas. As far as you can see, there's a brick wall. You're walking on the perimeter of the base along this brick wall behind a housing. And as far as you see, it's just brick wall. And you just keep going and keep going. And then eventually you get to the finish line. You get to the finish line, they weigh your ruck, and they make sure you have the right amount of weight for the ruck. You have a transponder on your boot. They make sure you didn't leave the course and cross with your team at some point for your time and all this. There's a bunch of it's an official marathon. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is when you put yourself through something like that, not only is it physically demanding, and people train up for it. The first year I trained up for it. I was doing all these incremental mile increases. We started with 5 miles, then we went to 10 miles, then we went to 12 miles. And we did a 60-mile ruck together before, like 3 weeks before that. We were just always ramping up to the fitness challenge of doing this 26.2 miles. And the first year, I finally had dinner with all the survivors. I was named the Soldier of the Year in 2004. So I actually had dinner with the survivors in 2004. And there was a couple of guys left. There might have been 8 or 9 guys left. It was 13 survivors, but 8 or 9 at dinner that night. And we're listening to their stories. And they started telling me about how they did the Baton Death March different. They didn't do it with a ruck. They did it with nothing on their back. Some of them did it barefoot. but it was 63 miles of walking. 63 miles. And if you quit, you were killed. That's why it's called the Baton Death March. They were killed if they quit. And another thing is, for 3 months prior, they were on a third ration. So they had one MRE, one meal ready, meal. They had one meal that was ready to be eaten per day. One MRE a day. You usually get 3, but they only had one for 3 months. So they were already pretty weak. They were malnutrition. They were tired. They were weak. And they were walking, and they were watching their battle buddies. They were watching people they worked with, people they had stationed with, people they deployed with, friends, quit and be killed. Imagine, you've been training with this guy for 2-3 years, you know him, you sleep in the same bunks, you've been traveling and everything, and you're all walking together to go be prisoners of war. This is World War II now, and they're walking, and if you quit, you were killed. So after hearing their stories, I actually felt like a fraud having trained up for this Baton Death March, having put in all the hours of preparation, showed up with moleskin and bandages and everything ready for my feet, showed up with fancy stuff. Like, I was almost embarrassed that we were treating the Death March like it was difficult because it was 26.2 miles and we were out there in a competition. When I just talked to some elderly men, some veterans, retired corporals, because they were prisoners of war for 4 years and didn't get promoted. And then when they got back home, they automatically retired. You know, when I was talking to them, I felt inferior. And I was a soldier of the year. I hadn't deployed at that time. I was brand new. Had been in the Army only 1 year. And I said, man, I gotta be better. So I remember finishing the Death March that first year with my team. And we finished like 3rd overall. And we were proud of ourselves and all this shit. And then the next year, I showed up, no training. I showed up without any preparation in homage to them. I showed up like it was just another day. Didn't train at all, didn't have a team, just me. Let's go. And it took me 8.5 hours of walking and rucking. And the mental fortitude it took to get through that. I lost 3 toenails. The pad on my lower back was digging into my lower back with my ruck. It rubbed me raw. I was bleeding by mile 7. On my lower back, I was bleeding. It had like rubbed away my skin. Didn't care. Nipples got chafed, started bleeding. Didn't care. You just keep going through all the different pain. And I just said, I'm going to do this, you know, like these guys did it. And that year, one of their survivors had passed away from the year before. And his wife, she's an elderly lady. She was out there. I want to say she was 87 years old. She was in a wheelchair. And she did the first 7 miles on that hardball in her wheelchair in homage to her husband who had passed away. She did 7 miles on her wheelchair, bro. And people were all walking around her like in a big group, just cheering her on. And then she stopped at 7 miles and they took her back. Incredible. So you can't ever quit when you go through stuff like that. So stuff like that builds you, changes you, keeps things in perspective. And here I am walking on a Tuesday with my wife, with my dog at a park. It's hot. I want to quit. And I'm like, just one more step. Just one more step, bro. Don't quit. You got one more step. And I've been going at this for a little while now. We ran before I got on live. We got our workout done before I ever go on live. So if everybody goes, oh, this guy just doesn't even run. Yeah, we ran our asses off. And we fought for we do 30 minutes. So I try to cover as much ground as I can in the first 30 minutes. Not a set distance, just go run. Get as much you can in 30 minutes. That's the plan. So ready, go. And just start running and test yourself and see how far you can get. And every day, try to get a little further. That's how that goes. So Rico Knows told Nigel Glover not to go to Ohio State last year, and he's in the portal. Hey! So if you guys don't know, Nigel Glover, young man, former 4-star, left Northwestern last year after the coaching staff Obviously, Pat Fitzgerald got fired. And when he left Northwestern, I saw him jump in the portal, and he transferred to Ohio State. And I was immediately, and everybody's telling me, oh, no, he belongs there. He's a 4-star. No, he da-da-da-da-da-da. And I said, nope, he's wasting your time. And sure enough, 1 year on the bench, 1 year redshirting, and now you're going to somewhere else. You can think to yourself, well, at least he went to Ohio State and he lifted some weights and got developed. Nah, he just missed a chance at Northwestern where he could have. That's a better degree. They had a good season. They made it to a bowl game. They beat Utah. They love their coach. Like, I don't understand anybody who left Northwestern for, like, Pryor went to Florida State. Nigel Glover went there. Like, I don't understand these kids. Who's advising them? But they get the call. And they're like, oh, my God, Ohio State called me. They really want me. No, they don't really want you, bro. They don't. They have a scholarship left over, so they said you can come on over. They don't want you. You're a backup plan. That's real. So I'm right again. Nobody cares. I was embarrassed for you only having 7 people watching your live, but this is brutal. I'm out. Yeah, I'm really not too concerned with how many people watch my lives. You guys don't understand. I've been this guy when 3,000 people are in here or when 3 people are in here. It doesn't matter. That doesn't dictate anything. The amount of people watching your live is irrelevant. The amount of MVPs I have, very relevant. The people who have hundreds, if not thousands of people watching their lives, they're not doing this for a living. They only can do their lives in the evening sometime because they got a regular job they got to do. They're not doing this. They don't know how to do this for a living. The amount of people watching your live is absolutely irrelevant. If you have the right answers, if you know what you're doing, I want you to think of an artist. Think of Kesha. Is Kesha any good? You listen to Kesha, babe? Kesha? Timber? I'm going down. Timber, you better move. You better dance. That shit is trash, bro. A lot of people listen to it. A lot of it's pop. That don't make it good. There's some independent artists out there way better. It doesn't matter. Numbers don't validate you. Okay? I'm good. You can roll out if you're not a real supporter. I'm not stressing you at all. Can't read the bottom chat. Wait till I turn the corner here. Sweetie, I think I have 2 laps left.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Can you look up this guy, Chris Hardy? Are you joking, Boss Omar? Are you joking? I've been talking about Chris Hardy for a year. Every week, Jacksonville State played. We bet and believed in Jacksonville State defense, shutting people down because of number 91, Chris Hardy. I went on Twitter, told everybody Chris Hardy is the best edge rusher in the transfer portal. Don't care about stars. Don't care about anything the websites are talking about. Recruiting websites don't know what they're doing. Chris Hardy's a Sunday player. I don't need to look him up. I know exactly who Chris Hardy is. I actually talked to him on Twitter last week, and he wrote me back and said, hey, Rico, man, I appreciate the love, man. Some people just don't know. I know. I hope Oklahoma gives their due diligence and believes in him, because I think he should go to Oklahoma or UCF, but I'm not sure where he's signing or what he's doing. But, yeah, I've known Chris Hardy for a minute. Good morning, Rico. Keep doing your things. I'm taking notes with your business model and applying them to mine. I'm working on an online sewing class in Patreon, and I've been taking notes from you. Oh, there you go. Hopefully it works out for you, I recommend finding your right market, your right dollar amount, finding the right people to believe in you, and then if you get your niche and you get your people to rock with you, should be good. Regret nothing. What's up, Mama? What's up?
Like I can't do anything with it.
Can you just reset your phone?
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that.
Hit it. Did I fix it? No? It's still not letting you? It's probably just hot. Okay. It's probably like you. It's probably just hot. Baby, you look good today. Boss Omar says, thank you. shout out to you guys. Once again, we got 2 laps and we're done out here. Every lap's a quarter mile, so we got half a mile left. It's a little shorter than a quarter mile, huh? So, just a little bit. But been grinding out here for a minute. Been walking for at least an hour now. Good morning, Rico. Yeah, thank you so much. Same comments? Okay, no problem. Yeah. So even when I want to quit out here, I don't, because of that experience of the Baton Death March is what I was saying. So I know it's a hard watch, man. You felt sorry for me in watching my live stream. Doesn't need views, bro. Doesn't need views at all. We're good. This is just me killing time. Me living life. I got paid when I woke up this morning. True story. It's crazy, man. I'm so blessed. I just wake up and there it is. I'm like, oh shit. So life is good. Just waiting on my account. There's 19 of you in here. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. If there's a player you want to know about, feel free to drop it in the chat. If there's a team you want to know about, drop it in the chat. If not, let me know what you guys thought of the Tom Brady roast. Still haven't watched it, 3.5 hours long. The missus does not care for Tom Brady, so it hasn't been on our list of things to do today. Probably going to watch it when we get back home, though. I'm going to force her to watch it. And if that's the case, tell me the best Tom Brady joke you heard or the coldest joke you heard. I liked the 2 jets crashing into Drew Bledsoe on 9/11, or back in September of 2001. I fucked up the whole joke, man. I thought it was solid, man. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I like Aaron Hernandez being hung. He's a well-endowed individual. Yeah, a lot of the things were pretty good about that. Can't be sleeping with the karate man, though. Why was Giselle a white belt? Going to class 3 times a day, she's still a white belt. That shit's funny, bro. Kevin Hart said, you know who else effed their coach? Giselle. She effed that karate man. 3 times a day. Still a white belt. That was funny. I don't care what nobody says. Not a big fan of the craft jokes. You can't make fun of a billionaire who paid everybody in that room to be rich. The reason Bill Belichick is rich is craft. The reason Tom Brady's rich is craft. Everybody has to kiss his ass. That dude's a criminal and a half. You sweating pretty good, babe. Lower back. My arm is chafing from this, my sleeve. We're good.
He was telling me.
We're good. Whew. Sorry, y'all.
What, Mom?
I think we're done. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a day. Go home, get some breakfast. I'll be on live. I'll be on TikTok live. Peace. Hope you learned something. Stay up now. How do I end this? There we go.